Got it. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Todd Collins here. This is the weekly team training for the Gold and Silver account team. It's May 14th, and we're going to move through this slide deck quick today. Try and get this done within 35 minutes and get you guys some Q&A time and get you out of here no longer than an hour. Trying to bring massive value, massive plans, step-by-step instructions to you guys every single week. So here we go. So this is social media collateral for week 6. It's reading price charts and what beginners should know. You can see here on the screen, we got a 1-to-1 ratio, which just means a square. Deciphering precious metals price charts, a beginner's guide. Got some fundamentals there, understanding prices versus time, key chart patterns and trends, decoding chart types, the role of indicators. So for those of you posting these things on things like Facebook, they like the 1-to-1 ratio. Other platforms, whether it be X or I just said it a minute ago, Instagram. I can never think of that one for some reason. They sometimes like the longer video options, so I'm going to or longer post options. So I'll show you that in just a minute as well. But here we have the explainer video that's going to go into this week's social media post. We'll get a little bit more about what to do with this post in just a minute, but let's go ahead and watch this together. Reading price charts, what beginners should know. Price charts show how metal prices move over time. For beginners, focus on the daily view over weeks to months. Here are a few basics. Spot price versus ask price. The spot price is the metal's value. The ask price includes the premium you'd pay at that dealer. Time frame matters. Short-term swings can be noisy. Longer windows reveal trends. Simple indicators. Some charts show moving averages, for example, over 50 days or 200 days to help gauge momentum. Liquidity matters. Small or obscure items may have wider gaps between the bid price and the ask price. Practical step. Pull quotes from 2 to 3 reputable dealers for the same 1-ounce item. Compare their spot price, premium, and total cost. Important caveat. Charts help you understand trends, but they don't predict the future. Use them as guidance, not guarantees. Important disclosure. You guys have all heard my disclosure, so I won't make you sit through that. This is the 9:16 ratio. Again, I think Instagram and TikTok and a couple other platforms like that. That we have the same video here. I won't make you guys watch that one. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close. And so here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to post today's thumbnail on every social media platform that you're on. Again, you're going to go to the Band app to find today's training. Download the thumbnail to your desktop. I've encouraged you guys in the past to start a file of those thumbnails, so put this one in it. Make sure you review all the comments below the video for the digital assets you'll need to make your post. And then copy and paste that thumbnail on every social media platform along with the pertinent information below it. You're going to add these comments right below the picture. When you know the basics about reading price charts, and I'm sorry, I should say, do you know the basics? I'll fix that one in the post. Do you know the basics about reading price charts in relation to precious metals? You must understand these terms to make sure you're paying a fair price when you buy gold and silver. Comment, tell me more, and I'll be happy to send you a 2-minute video to make sure you know exactly what you're buying. Just again, trying to stay in front of people, make sure that they've got something, that you're bringing them something of value every single week so they start to see you as the precious metals expert in their sphere. And then you're going to add the disclaimer after your first comment. This one I'm not going to read to you either. You've heard that disclaimer every week to date. We want to remember a few things. You want to respond to every comment. You want to jump in their DM and ask them if they'd like to see the explainer video that corresponds to the post. Encourage them to join the Band app where they can see the trainings that we're doing going forward and update your tracking system, whether that's your notebook or a digital worksheet, I don't care which, with details about every comment, every post that you make, where you're seeing good responses. All that stuff is extremely critical to track so you know how to scale this if you want to. Let's talk about the May 14th assignment today. Now, this is going to be only for those that have their new marketing package. That's the replicated 60-second commercial that I rolled out a couple weeks ago.
the replicated thumbnail, and that replicated full page ad. I had some people ask me, what do I do with this? We need some instruction. Had many people bought this, many of you bought this package. And if for some reason you didn't order that and receive it already, stand by. If you ordered it, they'll be there within the fifth business day. If you haven't got it yet, text me and let me know. I think I've delivered all of them. If you haven't ordered it yet, stand by at the end of toward the end of today's presentation. I'll give you details on how to order that marketing package. But we want to put this to use. Should be your number one tool that you're using when you're prospecting, and this is one that can be used across multiple venues, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a minute. So here we go. May 14th prospecting assignment. You want to make a list of the top 100 contacts in your cell phone or Rolodex if you don't have them all in your cell phone. For those of you who don't know what a Rolodex is, ask your grandparents. They'll tell you. I'm old enough that I had one of those at one point in time. I think that officially makes me old. I got some background noise. Hang on a second. I think that got it. Perfect. Start a new notebook or a new spreadsheet with all their information so you can track all of this activity when you're prospecting. This assignment's going to draw from the social media campaign over the next few weeks that we've been working on. So make sure you've saved all that collateral on your desktop. Determine the ideal method for approaching each prospect. What are the options for your approach? Well, you can be in person. This, in my opinion, is the highest impact and has the highest success rate, highest response and success rate. Option two, a phone call. Still has high impact and a very good response because it's personal. You just dial the phone. You call your friend Johanna. You say, hey, Johanna, is it you? It's me. Dialogue a little bit. Don't just call them and say, hey, I got something I got to show you. You're in a relationship with this person, or you should be, and the best way to develop trust with them is to not always call them up with your next latest and greatest thing that you want them to get involved with. That's a problem a lot of network marketers have or direct salespeople have. Is it the only time I hear this? The only time I hear from that person is when they've joined a new company and they call me to sell me their new thing. Don't be that person. Have conversations, engage in trust, and watch those relationships develop over time. It's not instant gratification in this line of work. Number three is text message. Again, these are in descending order, as you can probably already figure out. It's a personal delivery, but you get less buy-in. There's just not sort of like that keyboard courage thing. Yeah, I'll be happy to do whatever you think. But you didn't have that eyeball to eyeball, belly to belly contact that you can have in person. And you definitely didn't have the your voice to my voice trust factor that goes with the phone call. Text messaging gets a lot less personal. And it's just not as successful or they're not as responsive sometimes in text messages. Email message is the low impact, low response. I think someone told me the other day that the average open on email messages is 1/10 of 1% is the national average. Now, if it's somebody you know, that goes up considerably, but you might want to warm up emails that you're going to send. With what we're showing here with some communication before that that's not again just about business. And then last but not least, and we've had this conversation every week, social media. This is a long landing strip here, guys. There's a very low response. You're going to need sometimes weeks, more likely months, and quite possibly years to see social media return your time investment with actually people enrolling in a Sound Money wallet. Okay, here's your approach script. And I just wrote this out. I'm not going to go paragraph by paragraph. I just read it on the screen real fast. Big news, Rich. The precious metals company I've been buying gold and silver from is something called a Sound Money wallet. And they now let anybody sign up for an account absolutely free. Simply put, it's a digital wallet that lets you buy fractional physical gold and silver with as little as $1 at a time, really. Is it okay if I send you a text with a one-page overview of the product and a 30, should say, second video on the benefits of having an account? That way, if you'd like to get your started, all you have to do, or you'll have all the information. Sorry again. You'll have all the information needed to open your account. Super simple. Here's some prospecting tips. Rewrite that approach script in your own words. That said, don't tinker with it too much. It was very purposefully crafted so that it's a good approach, not aggressive, not going to put people off. It, in my opinion, is not perfect, but it's good the way that it is. That said, if you don't say things the way that I said there. And your friends are going to be like, well, that sounds robotic because Rich never talks to me like that. He uses different vernacular or whatever when he's in a communication. You want to rewrite the script so that it's yours, that you can own it and you can get through it with it sounding like it came from you. You're going to want to memorize this script. It should become as easy for you to say as saying your social security number. You want to print this script out or rewrite it if you don't have a printer 4 or 5 times and stick it everywhere. I recommend on your refrigerator. If you're a guy like me who's in and out of the fridge 30 times a day, I can read that every time I open and close the door. Stick a copy in your car if you're sitting in a traffic light or waiting for a train or waiting to pick your kids up from school or whatever. Take it out, read it. Put a copy in your office, put one in your bathroom mirror, wherever else it is that you frequent throughout your house or your garage or where your office, whatever. Put this places where you're going to be able to read it and read it and read it until it, like I said, it just as easy as saying as your social security number. I would also recommend that you use your smartphone. Every smartphone has a voice recorder of some kind on it. Record the script on your phone and play it over and over and over when you're doing things like driving or showering or whatever. I'll give you a little nugget here. When I was first learning how to communicate about precious metals, this is back in September of 2021, we're coming up on 5 years here. At that time, I didn't know what bullion meant. I didn't know what a numismatic coin was. I had no idea what spot price and premiums were and all of those things. So what I did is I got a couple of experts. One of them was Bob Reed, who you guys all know and love, and I just pushed play on his recordings 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I would listen to the same things over and over and over again. And then when I was ready to start talking to my friends and family, prospecting them personally, I wanted to make sure that I didn't fumble and bumble over all this stuff. So what would I do? I would take that script, let me back up here, and I would get my recorder out and I would do exactly like this. Big news. The precious metals company I've been buying gold and silver from is something called the Sound Money Wallet, and they now let anybody sign up for an account absolutely free. Simply put, it's a digital wallet that lets you buy fractional physical gold and silver with as little as $1 at a time. Really. Is it okay if I send you a text with a one page? Well, actually, let's just do that top paragraph. So I would say $1 at a time. Really. I would pause 4 or 5 seconds. And then I would say, big news. The precious metals company I've been buying gold and silver from is something, and I would record that 10 times in a row so that when I got in the shower, I could turn my cell phone onto that recording and I could push play, crawl in the shower, and I would have 10 times or whatever it was that would repeat itself. I would do the same thing if I was shaving in the sink. I would do the same thing if I was fishing with my brother. I'd put an AirPod in and I would listen to these scripts over and over and over again. So that guess what? When I'm standing in line tomorrow, we're going to be on an airplane heading to Jamaica. So we're going to be standing at the airport probably at some point in time next to people. And I talk to people. That's just what I do. I don't understand why you want to be a secret agent. If you're the kind of person that says, hey, I can't talk to anybody, that's okay. But I want to make sure that when someone says, hey, Todd, what do you do? I can state that out without even thinking about it. Like I said, just like reciting your social security number. So record the script, play it over and over and over again when you're driving, showering, whatever. Practice saying the script over and over and over. I would recommend role playing it with your spouse, your children, your best friend, your mom, your dog. I don't care who you're doing this with, having interaction with another being of some kind live and not just doing this in your head will bring a higher level of practice makes perfect into the game. You guys all probably heard the saying that, oh crap, I just forgot the saying. Ah, the Friday night football games aren't won on Friday night. They're won on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday with the two-a-days that you're having. Practice, 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 so that when you get in the game, you have an opportunity to say something. You aren't going to be fumbling all over it. Next steps. First, send the full page ad with the link for your splash page that you got with your marketing package. That's right on that splash page. Then send them your 30-second commercial that points them to your splash page. Update your tracking system, whether it's paper or digital again, and put a follow-up action for a date 2 or 3 days out to make sure that you follow up with them. Follow up in person or by phone if at all possible. If they said yes when you texted them or emailed them, I do recommend you go ahead and text them or email them back the full page ad and the 30-second commercial. But I would highly recommend that you don't follow up with text messages or email. I recommend that you get on the phone on the phone if you can. If you can do yourself one better, stop by their place of work. Ask them if they can meet for a beer after work. Find a way to see them in person. I do not recommend texting or emailing, as it says here. Don't give them a parachute. What I mean by that is, if you text or email your follow-up, they can basically placate you back. But if you get them on the phone and or in person, you get to have a real dialogue with them where it won't be impersonal. And then when you get them on the phone in person, whatever the case may be, ask them one question. What did you like best about the Sound Money Wallet video? What's that, you say? You don't have your personalized splash page, you don't have your marketing package, and you don't have your personalized thumbnail. No worries. You can order your splash page now. We've all walked through this before, so I'm going to fly through it. You get your personalized slug. That means your / whatever. So you would be goldandsilveraccount.com / Billy Bob Thornton or Billy Bob or whatever you want it to be. This enables you to share your message without having to know all the ins and outs of the message. The videos in the website promote the free Sound Money wallet. There's a hyperlink to your Sound Money account. Right there is what it would look like. I'm not going to walk through this piece by piece again today. You can get your replicated website for $100. You get your splash page options are presented by Jane Doe, Doe Enterprises, JD, whatever you want to be. If you got a nickname, that's fine too. What else? We have the URL slug options at the end. They don't have to match, by the way. You can have presented by Jane Doe, and then you can have your / be Doe Enterprises or JD or Merry Christmas or whatever you might want to put there. They don't have to match. How do you order your splash page? Right there at the top right-hand corner of the screen where it says order splash page, that is the actual order process. How to order right here. This is a video. If you want to watch that on exactly how to go through, you watch the video and it shows you step by step how to order your splash page. You do want to make sure that you get your ambassador link correct. And in order to do that, you sign into your Sound.money account, use your username and password you always use to get in there. Click on settings, number 1. Number 2, click on ambassador. That's going to expose this ambassador link. Click on copy link. That puts it on your clipboard. And from there, you're going to plug that in the order form on that I just showed you a minute ago when you're ordering your actual splash page. What's the new marketing material for those of you who want to do this week's homework assignment? I make a commitment here. If you get this order into me today, I will place the order with my vendor who does the corrections on the video, and that's the 30-second commercial. I'll show this one if I think I can do this. Let me try. This is always a challenge. This is the 30-second commercial if you're here and you haven't seen it.
Owning physical gold and silver shouldn't be out of reach. At goldandsilveraccount.com / RMW, anyone can start buying fractional gold and silver at dealer direct prices for as little as $1. Best of all, setting up your account is free. Thousands are discovering a smarter way to stack every day. Open your free account today at goldandsilveraccount.com / RMW. Open your free account today at goldandsilveraccount.com / RMW. Owning
There you go. So it also has the replicated thumbnail. That's the one right there, goldandsilveraccount.com/RMW. This is what you can just copy and paste on posts. You can send it out if you want to make that, you want to record that video on your own YouTube channel that you have. So you have a link to share that with. That's fine. That's what I recommend, actually. If not, you can save it in the cloud some other way. You can figure that out. But what I like to do is put a thumbnail on every video on YouTube. That's why we created that. And then you also get a full replicated ad. And this is the one that your customer, your prospect, I should say, is going to be able to look at a glance and see everything you need to see. They have bars, they have eagles, the free Sound Money wallet, start with $1, secure storage, private vault, insured and audited daily, physical assets, instant liquidation, buyback guarantee, highest fractional buyback price in the industry. Get started today. goldandsilveraccount.com/RMW. Excuse me. Super simple, super straightforward. Between that and the video, that's the tease. It'll probably not just going to jump on your splash page, and order that right away. They're going to probably have some questions. But the good news is if they go to the splash page, they're going to be able to watch all of the things that they need to know to understand why they need gold and silver. And once they understand why they need it, the next question is, well, where's the best place to get it? And the Sound Money wallet is, and that's all explained in the website. So your deliverables with this marketing package are that replicated thumbnail with your slug. It's again your username at the end. 30-second video, replicated, everyone can own, full page ad. What's the cost on that? $75. And you're going to send that to me via Sound Money wallet at /Sound Money account. This is just how you do a member-to-member transfer in the Sound Money account or Sound Money wallet. I mean, my username is Sound Money account. I don't care if you want to do gold or silver bars or coins. Doesn't matter to me. By the way, I have to pay people out of this $75. The lady that redoes the video, and then there's the time involved with recreating the full page ad and the thumbnail. And so I have to liquidate your silver and gold bars, which we all know I'm not going to get dollar for dollar. $75 is going to liquidate down to about 60 something dollars in cash. So there's a liquidation expense that I have there. I'm just eating that. I don't care. I just want you guys to have these marketing materials and offset a little bit of the cost of what I've got into them. What's the process? Once you've done that transfer, you're going to email me at todd@goldandsilveraccount.com. Subject is going to be my commercial as order. Body, please put in there, confirm that you've transmitted the $75 in Sound Money wallet, and make sure I have your username so I can track those payments. I don't know what your username is, and when I get that $75 and it says Elbow Macaroni, I don't know who Elbow Macaroni is. And people have really weird usernames in there. So I don't care even if yours says Eddie Bell, please do me a favor and just say my /Eddie Bell is me in your email so that I can connect those dots. Also in the email, I should put this on there. Put in there your full name and your phone number. In case I have a question, I can call you. And then, as I said earlier, please allow 5 days for delivery on this. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for coming and listening to that presentation. I'll do a Q&A here in just a minute. I do want to invite you all to come back next week. I will be fresh off the boat for our Jamaica trip, so I'm going to be putting the slide deck together while I'm there. And I'm excited to, again, every week I'm trying to bring you guys great value. Hang on a minute. Let me get my screen blown back up here. Bring you guys great value. Simple things that you can do to go promote yourself out there in the world that we live in, between social media, person-to-person contact. Again, I don't care if your person-to-person is in belly-to-belly live. I love shaking a hand, giving a friend a hug, talking to them about their life. And this is a true story. I had a guy in California named Randy that I worked with. This is hopefully a story of hope. I made little notes here. So Randy and I were in the mortgage business together. He owned a company. I came on board. He recruited me, and we had a very, very successful run in the mortgage industry out in California. We had a blast working together. He's probably 15 to 20 years my senior, maybe even a little older than that. When I think about it, I think he's in his 70s now, although I'm in my 50s. So he's probably 20 years older than me. I haven't spoken to Randy at all, not one time, in at least 15 years, if not longer. I think it's probably longer. We were talking on the phone. I'll get to that in a minute. And his recollection was that Haley was like my daughter was 28 today, was still very little child. So it could be 2023 or something like that. I forget what year I stopped working with him. After I left his employ, I went a different direction with my life, and I just didn't cross paths with Randy anymore. So let's just say it was 15 to 20 years. So a couple weeks ago, I was scrolling through my phone. Guess what I was doing? Making my list for prospecting. So scrolling through my phone, I'm like, Randy Lupke. He's never gonna, he probably didn't even remember me. If he does, with too much water under the bridge, too much time has gone. I'm judging my market, which is a big no-no in this industry. Rich will tell you that, right, Rich? You never want to judge a prospect that you have. You don't know what their circumstances are. What I did know about Randy was that after I stopped working with him, he opened a company that did wealth management planning and incorporated I'm still sharing my screen, I just realized, and incorporated the mortgage process into the strategy that he put together for his customers. So he became a fiduciary in helping people do retirement and estate planning. 20 years has gone by. I haven't talked to him once, but I know what he's done. I see him on Facebook every once in a while or whatever. So I reached out to Randy via email, called him first, left a voicemail, shot him an email with that script, almost the exact word for word script that I showed you guys the other day, just how to touch base with somebody. And he replied back. I said, I'd like to take 10 to 15 minutes of your time to talk to you a little bit about what I'm doing, find out what you're doing. So he called and he said, this was on, what is today? Thursday. This was on Monday, I think. So as we're talking, he gave me a little bit of just personal background and whatever, personal back and forth. And then he said, so what are you doing these days, Todd? You always got your hands in interesting things. What are you up to? So I said, you know what, Randy, I got involved with a company that does precious metals, and we have a product called a Sound Money Wallet, and it allows people to buy gold and silver fractionally and store it in our vault and sell it fractionally at great prices. And we have an affiliate program that we created, and I've been trying to, basically take several different approaches and different verticals to introduce people to that. What are you doing these days, Randy? He goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. I want to talk about this gold and silver thing. Let's back the bus up for a minute. And this is God is my witness. Julianne was sitting right here. So, whoa, whoa, whoa. I want to know more about this. So he started asking me a few questions, and here's what transpired. He oversees a group of 700 wealth managers, and her clients are all interested in gold and silver being part of their portfolio. And he says point blank, I'm not real hip on that product. I don't really like gold and silver. I own some. I don't know that it's the best thing out there, but guess what? My customers want it, and you seem to have the product that solves all the problems that my customers complain about. They don't know where to buy it. They don't know where to store it. They don't know how to liquidate it. And they're afraid of the market because they think they might get scammed. And you've solved all those problems with your Sound Money Wallet. And his next three questions are exactly what you want to hear. This is jackpot material. Number one, how fast can you get me all the information I would need to do my due diligence on this company? I want to know they're insured by Lloyd's of London, that they're being audited, that they're compliant, that we're talking about my customers' money. He said, number two, I want to visit the Sound Money Vault and meet the founders to confirm what they say they have there, they have, so I can convey that to my customers. And number three, can we get on a Zoom call the next week or two? Here's 2 days that work for me. I'd like to meet the founders and just ask them some questions, let them know what I need to really complete my due diligence. And oh, by the way, we have over $3 billion under our management. Okay? Don't judge your prospect. I didn't know what Randy was doing. As far as I know, he was just out there doing wealth management for some local people in Newport Beach, California, which are some pretty wealthy people. But he said they have 700 different wealth managers that he has in this network he's coordinated with, and they're all going to want to be affiliates in this program too. Can you work that out, Todd? I said I think I can come up with something for him. Okay, so I'm telling you that story because I'm no greater of a person than any of you are. God doesn't play favorites. If you do the work and you prospect, good things might happen. I can't promise that, right? But you can control your activities, and activities can usually lead to good results. All right. So with that, I'm a wrap today. You guys can come off mute and ask me any questions that you have. And by the way, we set that call up with Josh and Zach and Anthony Webb for Thursday the 21st, and I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on with that. I know Rich has had a couple really good ideas. He bumped into a couple different verticals that are very different than anything I've talked about yet. Called me up and said, "What can I do here?" I said, "You got a gold mine on that one, Rich." So I mean, you guys just need to look at your marketplace. I don't care if you're, let's just say you've got there's no one here that's probably in the like, maybe a couple. I shouldn't say that. I don't know about anybody that might have a little bit of kids, but a lot of you might have some grandkids either on the way or already here. These mommies and me groups, they talk about ways to do good things for their family. If you get involved with your local American Legion, they do great things with their members. If you're a veteran, get involved with the Veterans Affairs in your community. They do great things for their veterans. You guys need to start thinking outside the box a little bit. I brought you 3 or 4 verticals already. We'll have more coming in the weeks and months ahead. But that's the mindset you have to get yourself into is what can I do to go out and find these social influencers. We call them micro influencers. Matter of fact, this is one more part of that story, and then I'll let you guys ask some questions. When I was talking to Josh yesterday about this Randy guy and the wealth management group, he said this is exactly who our primary customers are. I mean, sorry, our ambassadors are succeeding with right now. But Todd, they've gone out and they found one wealth manager that's got 25 or 50 clients that they're going to talk about sound money. That's what's succeeding right now is people talking to financial planners and letting them know that they can now offer gold and silver to their customers and make money on it because they never could before. And we just happen to hit possibly a mother lode here. I don't know what we have yet. We'll have to God will play this one out. Time will tell. All right, who's got a question? Anyone? Come off mute. Quiet group today. All right, we're going to go going once on that, going twice, going 3 times. Oop, Jim Vaughn's waving. Jim, you struggling to get off mute?
No, I was trying to find the raise the hand button and I couldn't find it fast enough.
Just come off mute and yell at me. What do you got, buddy?
Todd, on the idea of a church being involved, I really needed to talk to somebody about get with you and work on some more details of the best way to approach the eldership or the leadership of the congregation. And one question did come up in the first conversation I had recently with a gentleman was the impact that it might have on the 501(c)(3). Are there any if the or the church has the initial account and then all of the parishioners and all that are under it, are there tax implications or such that that would affect their 501(c)(3)?
I honestly don't know the answer to that question. That would be something that they probably would want to run past a tax preparer in their community, someone that they're currently working with. Usually, big churches are going to have somebody on board. They sometimes call them an XP, an executive pastor.
Right.
They will oversee the financial dealings with tithes coming in or anybody that gifts money into the church.
Right.
In the one big example that we have, I wish Bob was on here right now. There is a pastor, you've probably heard him talk about Shane Vaughn, also known as Professor Toto. So Professor Toto was, and by the way Bob pronounces it, I love it, Toto. So he was a live streamer talking about conspiracy, conservative, whatever stuff, but he also is a minister to church. So Pastor Vaughn has made Sound Money Wallet available to his entire congregation. And underneath, and I'd like Bob actually to do this. So remind me the next time we're on, Jim, and Bob's with us, or you can reach out to Bob if you have his contact. If not, I can connect dots between the two of you. Bob and Pam are coming to Jamaica with Julianne and I tomorrow. Well, actually, we go tomorrow. He goes on Saturday. So if you need something quick, let's connect before that. But anyway, the way they've done that is that all of the people that buy the Sound Money wallet and the 1% metal matching bonus and the ambassador affiliate compensation that comes in the form of precious metals, that'll be a church asset that they can liquidate for things in the church. So it's kind of like an indirect tithe.
Okay.
So I don't want to talk any more on that because, again, I'm not 100% privy to how they handle the economics of that and what the tax implications are. So I can't answer your question specifically, but that's the best I got.
Okay, great. We'll keep pursuing it.
All right, good work. Keep me posted if you need any help.
Okay.
Rod C has his hand up. What do you got, Rod?
Yeah. Hey, good afternoon. Your video that you just indicated was the Sound Money Wallet does a daily audit. I thought they were doing weekly. Have they changed that up to daily now at this point?
They started saying daily audit a long time ago. I believe, and so I've been there, and I don't know that I could answer that question either. If you want to email me that, I will forward that on to Josh and Zach for clarification. But they both have said audited daily.
Okay. Fair enough.
I've heard that out of both of their mouths. What?
Okay. I'll send an email to you after this is over then. The other thing, do you know if they're still looking to install a wealth builder type solution inside Sound Money Wallet?
Yes, it's coming out of the other platform and moving into Sound Money Wallet, I believe, any day now. Matter of fact, right now I'll text Anthony Webb and ask him that, and hopefully we get an answer back before. Anthony Webb is the architect, but for those of you that don't know, you know, a lot of people don't hear his name. He's the one that actually is the brainchild, kind of the Elon Musk, if you will, that's built all the technology, the robotics, everything that works at Sound Money Wallet and the other company and all that stuff. So give me 2 seconds here.
Okay.
When will Wealth Builder be installed in Sound Money Wallet? All right, let's see if we get an answer to that before we get off. If he's in a meeting, it won't be quick, but if he's not, he's usually pretty quick to respond. Anyway, in the ownership of Sound Money, Anthony Webb is the guy that is the architect of everything. And then you guys all know Roger Ball, Richard Wayne Hansen, Zach Davis, and Josh Anderson. So the five of them round out that ownership. They all serve very different roles. Josh and Zach are sort of the brains behind the operations and the C-level, leadership. Anthony Webb is brilliant. He is just another. I get around him, and I'm not a dumb guy, and I don't say that demeaning myself. I'm also not a genius, but I'm not dumb. But when I get around him, I feel like I barely got out of second grade or something. He just is so smart. It's not funny. I'm very, very impressed with all of them in the way that they run businesses. Roger and Richard don't do a lot in the day-to-day management of the company. Richard was more the network marketing side of things, and Roger is Roger. So anyway, I'll, as soon as I get an answer to that, I'll let you know. And for now, though, do you have anything else, Rod?
The other question was, is there a cheat sheet for the instructions on how to set up your ACH in your credit card payments? I've had a few people ask me that question. Then I have to manually go through and walk them through it. How do you normally handle that on your end?
Same way I manually do it. I had a cheat sheet. Well, I shouldn't say I had a video of how to set up a Sound Money wallet that I had made a long time ago, but then they changed the platform and the enrollment process and all that crap. And I careful how I say this because we're still recorded. I've gotten frustrated with the change to the platform, not the product, but the way it looks, the customer facing website. Because every time I spend all my time writing a script and record it and make it all pretty and put a video out. And 2 weeks later, they change the splash page. My video is no longer pointing to the same things that they had before. So what I get is people reaching out to me saying, I watched your video and I can't figure out how to set up my thing. Will you help me? So I just stopped doing it. I've asked them to let me know when they think that we'll take a pregnant pause from any updates on I don't want them to stop enhancing it. Don't get me wrong. I just would
Right.
like them to leave the platform itself, the skin that you see on it alone, so my video stays relevant. Because I think I mentioned this before. I don't even know. Bob guessed the other day that I probably had 1,500 hours of recorded training materials since we started 5 years ago that are all obsolete today.
Yeah. Well, I've got a cheat sheet that I've created. I can send it over to you in the email if you
Oh, that'd be
want.
great.
Just take a look at it.
That'd be
Okay.
great. I
It's
will.
not visual, but it gives them instructions. Because I
Yeah.
know the buttons can change and everything else. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate the help and the support.
No, my pleasure. Thank you. Glad you guys are here today. Pauline, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I just want to thank you for staying the course.
You're welcome.
I mean, all the disruptions that have gone on in the last number of months, it's like, I'm sorry, there's a lot of people that just need to be with this and not be worrying about changing all kinds of other things. This is sound money.
Yep.
And thank you for staying the course.
You're welcome. And this is my passion. Silver and gold is still something that is very near and dear to my heart. It's changed my life, and I don't mean just from the income that I've earned from the network marketing side of it before, but it's changed my life because I have financial security.
Yeah.
And we've always talked before about, well, what happens if you lose your job or the dollar crashes or whatever? And I'm not sitting on hundreds of thousands of ounces, but I'm sitting on a nice little nest egg that if, what hit the fan, I can survive for a period of time with what's in my safe or by liquidating Sound Money Wallet, depending on what my needs are at the time. So I'm very happy that we have what we have. I'm very sorry for all of the change and the discomfort that's caused everybody. It's hit me hard too. I get it. But thank you for saying that, Pauline. I do appreciate that very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we're at 53 minutes. I accomplished the goal today, keeping it under an hour. And if you guys have anything else you need from me, it's todd@goldandsilveraccount.com. There are some fun things in the mix on my end right now. I'm going to need a couple free weeks probably to get some things in order, but we're going to try to keep bringing value here to you guys. I appreciate you guys showing up every week. I even kind of like the smaller group better. Don't tell the rest of the people. It's a little more intimate this way. I feel like we're having a meeting in my living room instead of having like 50 people on here. But we'll see you guys next Thursday. By the way, as I said, we're gone this week. We leave tomorrow morning, 2:30 a.m. for the airport. And we get back very late on Wednesday night. While I'm in Jamaica, I'll do the slide deck for next week so we have something of value. I'll get Jason on the videos and the whatever else we need to get done. So get your marketing packages ordered if you didn't. So you've got some. I'm just trying to put more arrows in the quiver, guys. You got to shoot them. I'll give you all the arrows I possibly can. I keep doing the free stuff on the this
Band.
weekly. What?
On the band app.
No. I mean, I keep,
Oh.
yeah, it'll be on the band app. I keep doing the free weekly stuff for what you're going to do on social media. That other part is there's a lot of labor involved with it. And I can't justify giving it away, or I would. I'm sorry. But I've got to pay somebody to redo those videos, and I've got to spend a lot of time putting it all together and making sure, like I sent Rich, I think it was Rich, I sent him the wrong thing, one of them. So, I know it wasn't you, it was Eddie. Anyway, I'm going to try to keep adding things to the mix, and you guys will get as much as I can out of me for nothing. I just want to help. So have a great day, good weekend, and I'll see you guys next Thursday, if not before.
Thanks,
Thanks a
Todd.
lot.
Good
Jamaica.
training. Have a
Thank
safe
you, guys.
trip.
Yeah,
See you
thanks
next
so
week.
much. God bless. Hey, Rich, are you going to the Rudy Giuliani thing?
No, I didn't get a ticket in time. It's sold out.
Yeah, we were going to try to go, but I'm actually got rerouted to Texas. We've got I forget what they call it. It's the Association of Network Marketing Professionals or something. It's like all the people that are in every different network marketing company came together in Dallas. So I'm going to go rub elbows with them that same
Yeah,
weekend.
That
Anyway,
sounds good. Yeah, I
if-
was gonna go, and then he was sick, and he was in the hospital. They were gonna cancel it, and then they said last call, and I didn't make it. Sold out.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll end up having some last minute tickets. Keep your ear to the pavement.
Oh, I will. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.